So over the last couple of months, we've had dance theatre sessions with the students of City Academy, the school in Birmingham. And we have been on a creative journey, an artistic residency inspired by the testimony of Holocaust survivor Maurice Blick.
I was born in Amsterdam, 1939. And from the age of 4 to 6, I was in Westerbork and then Bergen-Belsen. And from Bergen-Belsen, I came to England with my mother and my sister.
We were working with the young people and we were trying to give them as much of a creative and artistic lead throughout the residency. I'm very much a director and a choreographer, so I knew a little bit where I wanted to go with the work. And they had very strong opinions, very strong ideas about what they wanted to do physically, because they have their own imagination of what dance can do or what dance theatre can do, or if they're on stage, what type of move and styles of move they wanted to do. I don't really like patterns, and we were starting to play with things that they knew. So they know rhythms, they know games, they know clapping games. So we started to play with those and how the body percussion can create a sound. And then we closed our eyes and we were like, what does it sound like? And people were like, oh, that doesn't sound really nice. It sounds quite harsh. It is quite aggressive, that slap. And we played on that. And then something very playful became something a little bit darker.
German soldier would come into the hut and call out a list of names. And on one occasion, my father's name was on the list, and he was called out and said goodbye to my mother and my sister, myself, and left me with, look after your family. And that was it. Never saw him again, of course.
And when they do the clap at random, I guess it's open to interpretation, the randomness of the killings or the murders, but it could also be a fall, it could be the click of a boot, it could be anything. So the fact that it's open for interpretation makes the audience imagine whatever they want with it. Maurice's story it's got some very clear, matter-of-fact stories that we could use physically as recreating a scene. When Maurice was a young boy, he could tell when people were dying in the concentration camp. He was looking for the small ration of bread that they have that were hidden under people's pillows. So we could recreate that.
When I was going around under the pillow searching, I was searching for bread. But he was also looking if people were dead to take their food from under their pillow so then he can survive. I felt stressed about it, but I felt like that I was determined to do the dance and I didn't want to let him down. I wanted to make the dance perfect, to show his story and tell the world what happened.
I think they've learned more about the art form of dance theatre, the devising process, and more importantly, Maurice's story. Because when you read books about history or when you hear the news, big numbers of millions of Jews being murdered or all those kind of statistics, they don't really touch you personally. But if you hear one person's story and you really go through with them on what they've been going through, and Maurice's testimony is really, really moving.
Faith, family, strong justice, brothers, freedom, resilience, proud, celebration, innocence, survival, sister, determination, life, remembrance.
The don't shoot her or don't shoot me when he was protecting his little sister. The guns, the sounds, all those things, you can just put it together.
Don't shoot her! Don't shoot her!
The thoughts that I have when I'm dancing is that I need to express myself in the best way that I can to make sure that the audience understand Morris's story.
We watched Morris's interview and it made me feel very passionate and upsetting that a child his age had to go something so traumatising that as a child I have never experienced something like that, which is very touching for me to hear. It felt very pressuring because it was a huge story and a touching story, so I had to feel like my emotions, how to react to something so special and precious like that, having the honour to be chosen to tell someone else's story.
They didn't get all of us! They didn't get all of us!
It's gonna change my life to respect every race of people.